fella that way. And in fact, make it a double.
Yes, Arthur, you do that. You tell my husband. And then you tell him about Peggy.
Iris, you're going to be sensible about this.
I'm tired of being sensible, Arthur. Now let go of me. And tell your protege to stay out of my way.
Iris, you're going to hear me out.
Hey, folks.
Hey, fella, you stay out of it.
Well, I don't mean to interfere, but...
Good. Let's keep it that way. Iris, sit down.
I don't think the lady wants your company. So why don't you just take off, okay? Oh, dear. Oh.
My car's just outside. That's his Gunsel.
I'll take care of him. Come on.
Her name was Iris. Iris Chandler. Spelled C-L-A-S-S, capital C and underlined. She needed a private eye, and of course I was available. When she looked at you, it was like a 30,000-volt charge. With a message in those deep blue eyes, it would melt a telegraph key.
I like your taste in houses.
Peggy, my stepdaughter.
I like your taste in stepdaughters, too.
Yes, she is attractive, isn't she?
Very nice.
Thank you.
You need a detective because of that guy in the bar? Arthur?
Arthur Hemmings, yes. He owns what used to be called a roadhouse, a small nightclub, a cocktail lounge.
Don't tell me, don't tell me. There's a casino in the back.
Why, yes. Casino, horse parlor, anything else he can make $1 from.
How much are you into him for?
It's my daughter who's into it, sir. Not my wife. Molly? I presume this is the detective you said you were going to engage?
Mr. Schechter, my husband, Theodore Chandler.
How do you do? How do you do? You told him about Peg's IOUs.
So far, she's signed $50,000 in IOUs.
Oh, why don't you just pay him off?
Arthur won't let us just pay them off.
Can I get you a drink, Mr. Schechter?
Never when I'm on a case.
Those markers are Arthur Hemmings' entree into the Chandler fortune.
Otherwise, the police will be informed. Peggy will be prosecuted, jailed.
Excuse me, Mrs. Chandler, but gambling debts cannot be legally collected.
Bad checks can be, Mr. Schechter.
She paid the markers by check, and the checks bounced. Unless she has the markers, she can't prove the checks were written for gambling debts.
My daughter may be wild and uncontrollable, Mr. Schechter, but she's my daughter. And the thought of her in prison,
You want the markers?
I want her out of the clutches of that monster.
You've come to the right man, Mr. Chandler.
Arthur's Club is on the other side of town.
You know, Mrs. Chandler, there's more to this than you're telling me.
What do you mean?
I mean the part about your relationship with Arthur Hemmings that your husband doesn't know.
I have to know what I'm getting into here.
I went to Arthur to talk to him about Peggy's debt.
Sure.
My husband is dead from the waist down. Arthur Hemmings is a man. A whole man. A strong man. Real man. Mr. Schechter, you're blushing.
Me? No, you're kidding. No, it's I'm something I ate. I think I'm choking a little more. That's
Don't you understand? I was weak. I am weak. I need your help.
I'll help you.
No wonder Sam's spacesuits were always rumpled. Iris Chandler had painted a pretty fair picture of Arthur Hemmings' club. It looked like one of those second-rate roadhouse joints you find back east.
Oh, come on, Vincey.
Come on.
I'm just
Come on.
fine.
You must drink. I'm going to take you home.
I can drive myself home, Fitz.
Peggy, give me the keys.
Oh,
Peggy, come on. You're in no condition.
I'm not drunk, Fitz.
Peggy, please. Arthur told me to drive you home. He's worried about you.
Of course he is. He's in love with me. Bye-bye, Vincey.
Girl supposed to be being blackmailed by Arthur Hemmings. She certainly spoke well of him.
You seen Arthur?
Try the office, honey.
Hemmings. He's dead. Mortimer Fox. $17,000?
It was 4 a.m. and I knew now why Mr. Rourke had tried to warn me last night. The big, hard-looking cop was Fallon, Sergeant Gus Fallon. They weren't buying my story about somebody sapping me, but I wasn't going to tell them about the marker I found signed by Mortimer Fox.
Come on, Lieutenant. What reason would I have to kill Arthur Hemmings? I never even saw the man before yesterday.
Who says a hired killer has to be friends with his target, Schechter?
Draper, you keep this jackass away from here. I will kill somebody. Him!
All right. Look, Stanley, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to take you in.
Okay, Lieutenant. I'll come downtown and talk it over. Everything except who hired me. Now, that's confidential. Are those really necessary?
No, put them away, Gus. Huh? Come on.
You didn't see anybody when you went in the office?
Well, I saw him. You think I'd have let him hit me?
Maybe he followed you in.
No, I'd have heard the tongue of the door lock click if anybody opened it. Give me your gun. Sorry, Lieutenant, but I got a personal stake in this now. I find anything, you're the first cop I call.
1 Alpha 7, we got a fugitive. Male Caucasian, 145 pounds. Short.
Hemming's dead, my neck on the block, and the only solid lead, the name on that marker I saw before the lights went out. Mortimer Fox, an antique dealer, no less. One of those fashionable shops you don't go to for bargains.
May I help?
Mr. Fox?
Yes. Perhaps something in Ming. Louis Cartos.
I'd prefer some information.
Information? About what?
About the marker I found with your name on it in Arthur Hemming's nightclub.
I'm not required to answer your questions.
Well, maybe not, sweetheart. But I think you'd rather talk to me than the cops.
No! That was a mean vase.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, send me the bill.
Oh, please. Don't move. All right. What do you want to know?
I find your IOU in the hand of a dead gangster, and then somebody saps me from behind. Now, what do you think I want to know?
Arthur was dead when I walked into his office.
Oh, so when I walk in, naturally, you have no choice but to hit me.
I didn't know who you were. I didn't care. All I wanted were the markers in Hemming's file.
Gamblers come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? All you wanted were your markers, huh?
Not only mine, everyone's. I mean, if Arthur was torturing me, you can imagine what he was doing to other people.
You got everybody's markers?
Yes. And I'll be sending them back to the people who signed them.
Let me have Peggy Chandler's. I'll take them back to her personally. That's all I want, Mr. Fox. Just the ones from Peggy Chandler.
I don't recall any markers with that name. Here, I'll show you. See for yourself. There are no IOUs from Peggy Chandler.
Are you sure? You didn't miss any?
Positive.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Thank you very, very much. $20 for the vase, okay?
It was worth $8,000.
Well, like I say, just send me the bill.
Hello, Iris?
Stanley?
I think you might be in great danger. We have to meet. Whatever Peggy or Arthur told you was a lie. There are no IOUs, sweetheart. None.
The Roadhouse. The police closed it after the murder. I'll meet you there at 10 o'clock tonight.
It was 10 o'clock, the time in any investigation when a good private eye would have to rely on a hunch, a gut feeling. I could tell by the burning in the pit of my stomach that it was my turn to gamble, to draw to an inside straight, to bet on the gray horse. I was so close to breaking this baby wide open I could taste it.
Iris?
It was quiet. Too quiet.
Iris?
Stanley? Oh, I was so worried about you.
I'm okay, you're not.
What do you mean?
No Peggy Chandler markers, Iris. Can you hear me?
Stanley, you're lying to me. Why are you lying? Whoever killed Arthur also took the markers. That's what happened. Of course, that's what happened.
No, Iris, what happened is there never were any markers of Peggy's.
She lied?
Iris, the only thing Peggy lied to her father about was her true relationship with Arthur Hemmings. She was having an affair with him.
No. No, that's not true.
Arthur threw you over the minute he laid eyes on your husband's daughter. He was crazy for her. That's what you and Hemmings were arguing about at the bar when you suckered me into it.
I never asked you to interfere.
No, but I think you knew I would. You set me up then, and you set me up again in Hemmings' office.
How can you say those things? How can you even think them?
Oh, come on, Mrs. Chandler. All I have to do is ask your husband who told him about Peggy's IOUs. It couldn't have been Arthur because there never were any markers in the first place. And it certainly wasn't Peggy.
That leaves only one other person. Me. I came back here again. One final attempt to persuade Arthur to end this foolish infatuation with Peggy. Well, it got out of hand. He struck me. I had to defend myself.
Yeah, with a pair of scissors or some equally sharp instrument in his back.
It was an accident, I swear. Oh, Stanley. If you feel anything for me, anything at all, you can't turn me in now, not knowing how I feel about you. Oh, Stanley, we could go away together. The two of us together.
Yeah? Go away where?
Anywhere you like. We can go to Miami, Rio.
No, I couldn't trust you, Iris. Watching my back every time you're in my arms is not my idea of a healthy, mature relationship. No, baby. You're taking the fall.
I don't think so, darling. Not this time.
I don't think you'll pull the trigger. At least not in front of an audience. Lights, please. Lights, please. Did you get all that?
Every word. Stanley, you did a real nice job.
What about it?
Sergeant, you've got your prisoner. Go on.
Yeah.
And don't forget to read her rights.
Once again, she looked at me with those baby blues that carried the 30,000 volts. But this time, I wasn't buying.